Hey gang, I'm Tracy the E-Lightened artist. Today we're going to talk about some of my preferred safety gear, especially helmets. Notably, I'm going to give you my take on this lid Xnito sent me. Pretty cool. So I'm going to try to talk safety without being a preachy busybody.
Hi kids, who wants to learn about helmet safety from a preachy pretentious penguin?
Mom, I thought we had that costume from him.
Yeah, that was obnoxious. First of all, what I don't recommend, these box store helmets, that's just a shiny hat with a chin strap or a Halloween costume. Stay away from these. On the other end of the spectrum, I see folks on e-bikes rocking motocross gear. Now obviously they're really safe, but pedaling in one of these all day, you're gonna get fatigued. Now for you Sur-Ron guys, I highly recommend one of these. We're talking about Class 3 e-bikes today. Those Sur-Rons, man, that's a totally different animal. And yeah, I'm jealous. But if you dig that style, get into a BMX racing helmet. Very lightweight, offers great protection. Goggles fit good. I dig it. I only wear this on the track though. I don't really wear it on my e-bike. I would consider it if I was going off-road or doing some crazy downhills where it's a good probability that I'm going to crash. But for the typical ride, I like something simpler. So this is my preferred style of helmet. Just a good old skate snowboard helmet. When I first got into e-biking, I just slapped one of these on. It's light, it's easy, they're pretty cheap, but they're a hell of a lot better than those box store brands. Doesn't offer a whole lot in the way of tech, so we can do better. So this is what I'm wearing daily these days. Another gyro, same style, but it's got a little bit more tech. It's got the MIPS system, plus this great little clip for my goggles. Now if you don't know about the MIPS, basically it's an interior liner that protects against rotational forces. Look at that awesome liner. Totally removable. You can even put headphones in here. But it turns out that these helmets are only rated for about 15 miles an hour. I'm going 30 on these e-bikes in traffic. So what's the next step? Now the Xnito, on the other hand, is actually designed for Class 3 e-bikes. Now there have been a ton of reviews from all the e-bike cats on YouTube, but it's worth talking about. Okay, so my first impression of the helmet right out of the box are the looks. That's kind of important to me. Like an old school skate helmet. A little bit more techy with the hard lines and the thought put into the airflow. But other than that, pretty classic looking. I dig it. It's finding a little blurb on their thank you card about the looks of the thing. The joy you will experience by not looking like you have an alien chewing on your head. They're not wrong. And of course the lights. Tail light and a headlight. Now this isn't going to help you see down the road, but folks are definitely going to see you. As for the tail light, hit it once you get flashies. Hit it twice, you get solid. Hit it third time, you get these little chasers. And then off. It's got a USB-C port in the back. That charges both the lights. Took me a couple hours to charge it. And it does show red while you're charging. And there's a green LED for when you're charged up. I think it run about 10 hours is what they say. That's about par for the course with these things. Real cool. As for fitment, I've got a 57.5 mil head, so I went with the medium. Any larger than 58 mil, you're going to want to get a large. There's a size chart on the website. It also has this dial on the back so you can snug it up real easy. So probably my favorite feature of this helmet is this clip. They call it the fidlock system because you ain't got to fiddle with it. Those other clip style straps bum me out so much, especially when I'm wearing gloves. This one, on and off. You can be wearing thick gloves and it's just on. Now at first I was a little underwhelmed by the amount of padding in here, especially after being used to my gyro. But it's totally adequate. It's moisture wicking. It does the trick. The helmet's so dang light, you just don't need that much padding. It's perfectly comfortable. So don't let that fool you. So another thing I was kind of put off by at first is when you pull out this padding, you'll see that it's secured by these little Velcro tabs, right? So the tabs are self-adhesive. When I first pulled out that head strap, a couple of these came with it. Now they do send you some extras, but I was like, man, if those come out every time I pull this out, I'm going to run out of these pretty quick. But after the first time reapplying them and wearing it for a couple of trips, they don't seem to come out anymore. So maybe that's not as big a problem as I thought. And I guess if you do run out of these, Xnito would send you more, I'm sure. Now the reason I pulled that out is because it comes with this visor. That replaces that front pad and gives you a hip little visor. So I'm kind of torn on this visor gig. Kind of flips up, flips down, because I wear goggles. So I'd be pulling my goggles over this, and my goggles pretty much block out the sun anyway. But let me know down in the comments what you think. It's a great idea. And if you just ride with sunglasses, then you'd probably really dig this. And of course, I'd like it better if it came in black. So Xnito does offer a winter liner with the ear flaps, kind of like my gyro. I don't think they have them for the mediums right now, but they should have them by next winter. Now, of course, the main feature of this helmet goes unseen, the safety factor. Now, of course, it lives up to US CPSC standard. All these helmets do. But this lives up to the Dutch NTA standard, rating it as a Class 3E vehicle helmet. And Xnito takes it a step further. If you wreck and damage this helmet, you hit them up in San Francisco, and they're going to send you a new one. I mean, that's pretty hip. So if you're like me and you like to wear goggles when you ride because you hate dry eyeballs, unfortunately, the design of this helmet doesn't really take that into consideration. I mean, it's doable, it's just not optimal. So, something to consider. So not a lot of folks talk about shoes when it comes to safety gear, but check these out. Look how much they flex. And it's just all super soft. These were my favorite shoes until I found something better. These are by Ride Concepts. That toe feels like a steel toe, and that sole does not want to flex. Yet they're super comfy, just like Vans. And that sole grips the cleats on your pedals. Man, it feels like you're locked in. The material is all weatherproof, and I really dig this lace saver strap so you don't have to tuck your laces down in your ankles. So that's something to think about. Definitely check these out. And not enough can be said about adding flashers to your bike. These are super fun. I stick them everywhere. This one was kind of expensive. It's like 40 bucks, but it's rechargeable, really well made. These are battery operated, but they're dual battery. This one was like 20 bucks, but it has a little clip on the back of it so you can stick it to the back of your helmet. This one was only 10 bucks, but like I said, dual battery, so they last for a long time. You stick them everywhere. And when you pull up behind somebody, not only do they know you're there, but they might pull over for you. Who says safety can't be fun? That's all I got for you this week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you're so inclined, slug that bug. Next video, I'm going to do my 1,000 mile review of the H6. Go over a few extra mods I did. See, I got the BMX bars on a riser happening there. And I just got one of these Kryptonite Keeper foldable locks. I'm going to do some real world testing on this before I talk about it. See you then. What's my line?
I don't know.
Hey kids,
okay.
who wants to learn about
Keep
helmet
recording.
safety?
All right. Hi, this is Tracy, the E-Lightened artist, and when I ride, I like to dress like a SWAT ninja who's out to crack hippie skulls. How's that?
Good.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good.